In this video, we're going to be ranking all the major evil team arcs from the Pokemon anime. That's right, from Team Rocket all the way to Macro Cosmos, that's an evil team, right? If they got an arc, we're going to be talking about them. That's not all though, because helping me out is my good friend, Mystic Umbreon.
What's up, Lumious trainers? I'm Mystic Umbreon, and it's good to be back on the channel.
Before we begin, keep in mind that we're only going to be going over arcs that have at least 3 episodes, because we don't want to overcrowd the video with a bunch of annoying 2-parters. Plus, let's be honest, nobody really wants to see us talk about that. You're here for the big stuff. So with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get started.
Kicking things off at dead last is the terrible Team Aqua and Magma arc. For starters, this arc probably has the worst buildup out of any of the evil teams. All their appearances leading up to this climax were extremely vague. All that's really revealed is that both teams are after ancient Pokemon. And then all of a sudden, bam, they both captured Kyogre and Groudon? Excuse me? When? How? And why? These teams go from 0 to 100 with no explanation, unless you've played the games, of course. But that's the problem. The anime should not rely on our knowledge of the games to fill in the blanks. Not everyone who watches the anime plays the games, and vice versa. On top of that, Pikachu turns evil for like the 3rd time this gen, which was pretty annoying. And then Lance, the champion of Kanto, shows up to save Hoenn instead of Steven or Wallace for some reason.
Following that is the Team Plasma arc, the definition of mid. Now I will give some credit, they tried. Considering a natural disaster ruined the anime's original plans with Team Plasma, I'm surprised they still ended up using them near the end of Black and White. But that being said, because they had so much time to rework Team Plasma, why did we get such a bland version of them? We got Team Plasma from Black and White 2, but going after Reshiram like it's Black and White 1. Plus, their plan wasn't nearly as cool as it is in the games. Here they're just using a Pokemon mind control device. How original. Which leads to us getting an evil Pikachu for the 2nd time this arc. Again, how original. Now the arc still has some good, mainly N, who is definitely the highlight, and we also got Charizard back for this. Granted, he doesn't do much. Y'all remember how we got teased an epic Charizard and Reshiram fight in the intro? That never happened. Yeah, this arc was kinda lackluster. Couldn't really decide if it wanted to be Black and White, Black 2 and White 2, or its own thing, which is a shame.
Now we're getting into the actual good arcs, with the Lugia arc coming in at number 8. In the Johto games, Team Rocket don't really go after the legendary Pokemon, so it was really cool to see the anime tackle this plot in an original way. Not only do fan favorites Cassidy and Biff play a big part here, but we also get introduced to Dr. Namba. We get funny moments with Jesse and James trying to infiltrate their own organization, and best of all, we get the return of Richie. Seeing him join Ash and the gang to take down Team Rocket was really cool stuff. It was also nice to see Pokemon 2000 connections, where Lugia debuted, and even explore the concept of baby legendaries with Baby Silver. All in all, this was a solid arc for Johto. My only complaint is that I wish we've gotten more Richie after this, but that's a topic for another day. I wonder if I have a video like that on my channel.
Next is the Sword and Shield arc. As Journey's first real arc, I think it's fantastic. We got to see more Leon, Raihan, Sonia, and even Professor Magnolia. We finally get more lore surrounding the Darkest Day. We see Ash and Go on separate yet fitting quests, only to culminate in an epic finale. Ash vs Rose, Gigantamax Meowth, the double evolution of Riolu and Raboot. This arc was hype, for Journey's standards at least. But in the grand scheme of the anime, man is it rushed. What is this, the Kalos League? Prior to this, the only real setup we got was a cameo from Chairman Rose and like a minute of exposition from Sonia. It really feels like they crammed every Sword and Shield story element into this arc, and maybe it's cause the games have such a shallow story to begin with, but still, this is the anime. They could have definitely expanded the lore or even added some more fun twists. But instead we got a pretty faithful adaptation to the game story, almost to a fault. Everything was really predictable as there wasn't much new content here other than the evolutions like I mentioned. Also, the Eternatus fight doesn't last nearly as long as it should have. But with that being said, this is still an enjoyable arc, hence its decent placement.
Now time for the Nimbasa subway arc. What makes this arc stand out is that not only is it the first proper Team Rocket arc since Johto, but it also has an amazing setup. In this arc, Meowth becomes a temporary traveling companion, tricking Ash and the group into believing he's been kicked out of Team Rocket. Because of this, we got some pretty fun episodes with him in the group.
You see, Purloin's a guy.
This eventually led to an expected yet satisfying betrayal. Team Rocket's plan to steal Pokémon and escape through the subway system is honestly one of their best plans, and they probably would have succeeded if it wasn't for the help of the subway bosses Ingo and Emmett. They were also a really awesome addition. Team Rocket may be controversial in black and white, but this led to one of their best outings in our opinion.
We now enter the top 5 with the Arceus Chronicles. This might seem like a weird addition, but we're counting it as an evil team arc as it revolves around Team Galactic trying to bring back Cyrus. Now ironically, although it's called the Arceus Chronicles, it's really more about Heatran accidentally becoming a Dynamax monstrosity. Still, it was a really enjoyable special. It had cool references to Legends Arceus, we got the return of Dawn, Cynthia, and even Brock, who gets one of his best moments in the entire anime. This is Pokemon Journeys at its best, and probably the one complaint is not getting enough Arceus and, I guess, not getting to see Cyrus back for at least a few seconds. But still, it was a pretty cool return for Team Galactic.
Number 4 is an entry you might not expect, and it's Mewtwo Returns. Although it's promoted as a movie in North America, in Japan, it was originally released as a Part 3 special, which is why we're counting it. Mewtwo Returns is really special due to the fact that it's technically the first major Team Rocket arc. Here, Giovanni is front and center with the goal of trying to capture Mewtwo again. This leads to an intense confrontation that nearly kills Mewtwo. This is also the first time Ash and the gang meet Giovanni, which is pretty cool. Mewtwo Returns also works really well as a sequel to the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. We get to spend more time with Mewtwo and his clone Pokemon, and he even develops in this arc by allowing his clones to live freely in the wild, and even lets Ash and friends keep their memories this time.
Now for the best Team Rocket arc, Operation Tempest. What makes this arc such a success is the proper buildup we get with Meloetta. Meloetta's part of Ash's group for a while, but we know Team Rocket are after it. It's then revealed that Meloetta's song will unlock the reveal glass, giving Giovanni access to the Kami Trio's Therian forms. Oh yeah, that's right, Giovanni has a big role here. This is the most hyped part, cause Giovanni hasn't really done anything since Mewtwo Returns. He was gonna come back in the beginning of Black and White, but we all know what happened there, so to see him still get his moment is really satisfying. The only bummer is that his initial confrontation with Ash lasted like 2 seconds, but other than that, it was an epic story that finally gave Team Rocket a proper climactic arc like the rest of the evil teams. It was about damn time. Also, Best Girl Cynthia came back for this. What's not to love?
Speaking of Cynthia, coming in at number 2 is the Team Galactic arc. This arc pays off all the great build-up seen throughout the Diamond and Pearl anime. From the Lake Trio connecting with Ash and his friends, seeing Team Galactic slowly collecting the items necessary to summon Dialga and Palkia, bringing the menacing Hunter J into the fold, and even seeing Team Rocket team up with Looker. Everything just seemed to land perfectly with this arc. This all led to an epic final showdown at Spear Pillar, where we get to see Ash, Dawn, and Brock actually using the Lake Trio. Now this is an evil team arc done right.
We've now reached the best evil team arc, and with no surprise, it's the Team Flare arc. Thanks to the build-up during the main XY adventure and the Mega Evolution side specials, we were able to get a truly climactic finish to the XY anime that absolutely eclipses the Kalos League. On top of trying to destroy the world, here Lysander wants to control the powers of Ash's Greninja, leading to a proper fight between the two. We get to see how this affects Alon's Anakin Skywalker type journey, as well as his redemption. We see Clement fighting to gain his gym back, Serena helping protect Marin, Bonnie saving Zygarde, freaking Steven Stone showing up, as well as all the Kalos gym leaders. Now this is what we should have gotten from Team Plasma. With almost every major character from the XY anime getting time to shine in this epic ending, this truly does feel like the Avengers Endgame of Pokemon. Thanks for watching everyone, and shout out to Mystic Umbreon for joining me today. Make sure to check out his channel, as over there we counted down the top 10 most shocking moments from the Pokemon anime. And as always, shout out to the amazing channel members for their extra support. Remember to live your life to the fullest and have yourself a damn good one.